Hi, this is Mark Waid, writer of Superman Birthright, and you're listening to Krypton Report.
Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's
the Krypton Report!
I am your host, Tyler, and welcome to Krypton Report, a podcast dedicated to all things Superman, Supergirl. We're going to look at the Supergirl TV series, as well as the Krypton TV series, anything that has to do with the characters in their world. Comics, movies, TV shows. We will talk about everything and anything. We are part of the Southgate Media Group podcasting network. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Krypton Report. You can also email us at kryptonreportpod@gmail.com. If you get a chance to go over to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review to help us get better. You can find me personal at JTYPatrick on Twitter and everything else. Have you heard the good news? That's right. You can buy a Krypton Report t-shirt at tpublic.com. Check it out. They have all sizes, colors, styles of shirts. Just go to tpublic.com and search Krypton Report, and you'll see our logo. And every time you buy a shirt, it helps support other podcasts from southgatemedia.com. Thank you. Enjoy the show. So today, we're going to discuss Season 3, Episode 7, Wake Up. And my favorite character returns. Who's that, you might ask? Mon-El. The worst character. And guess what? I've decided. He's not being named Mon-El. I'm calling him Mon. Straight up. He does not deserve the L. So here we go. Are you ready? So the episode begins, and we see a ship. And my first thought was, it must be a rain ship, because we saw that thing with it turned on. And then I thought back, like, maybe when we saw that thing turned on, we were supposed to think it was rain ship, but it's really this ship. And they say, and this is what perplexes me, is they say the rocks are 12,000 years old, or 1,200 years old. I can't read my own writing. We get to see Supergirl walking, because they're tracking where the ship is to go investigate, which I thought was really interesting and weird at the same time. And we finally get to see John Jones' face. Now look, people say Superman's overpowered. Martian Manhunter can be overpowered. And those two go back and forth. That's why in the New 52, if you look at it, when they did Justice League, they left Martian Manhunter out and they put in Cyborg, which I'm okay with. That's a whole other discussion for another day. But on the other side was, in the story narrative, a second team, the Justice League of America, was formed. And Martian Manhunter was their Superman. The team was put together as basically a government superhero team if they had to go against the Justice League. And you have Superman and Martian Manhunter battling it out in the Trinity War between Justice League of America, and Justice League Dark, which led to Forever Evil. And it's a really interesting concept if you think about it, of having Martian Manhunter and Superman battling. So he can be considered overpowered, but yet he is severely underutilized in this series. I mean, the shapeshifting, the telepathy, the phasing. I mean, yeah, I understand FX budgets, but I think we could at least use him to more capacity. So, once on board, we find a bearded Mon-El with a gun. And I apologize, I am fighting a cold. And I'm just trying to stay on track with our episodes because we have the crossover coming up. And we're really excited about the crossover. And we were told that the passengers are like him. And he mentions the language that he speaks, Saturnian, which references Saturn, because Wynn, who is severely underutilized. I'm really getting tired of Wynn being underutilized as a character, because I really like Wynn. And it's not fair that he doesn't get to do anything. We then cut to Sam and her daughter, Ruby, and Sam's cooking, and she decides to stick her hand in boiling water. She goes to talk to Patricia, her adopted mother, because she thinks something's wrong with her. And we basically find out that she is the antithesis of Supergirl. And the more the story develops, it makes me think, and I've said this often, and I'm sorry if I'm being a dead horse, of just the way they try to do Doomsday in Smallville, with it being like Clark's polar opposite. And she basically finds her ship. She was adopted. She finds like a dark crystal that leads her to the desert. And then she gets her own fortress of Sanctuary, which is a very dark, made of desert land fortress. And she has an AI that talks to her. They talk about how her powers were to develop and come of age, which is different because they say she's made of magic and science, which is kind of like how Doomsday was made of science. It wasn't a straight Kryptonian. They say she's from Krypton, and then they talk about the rain, and their symbol is weird because it's like a skull screaming or something, and her eyes turn red. And she acts like she's having something crazy happen, but there's no physical trauma or transformation that's going on. So it was weird, but that's how it ends. And I think it's kind of a neat way to end it, because I don't know if they'll come back to her during the crossover. And based on just the way that they structure their series, they always have that episode, then the crossover, and then the episode that, is the one that leaves us before the big winter break. And having her be slightly introduced here, and then not appear for the crossover, and then reappear, makes sense through the way that they do their shows. And I don't want Sam to be bad. And I saw someone post online, and I didn't get a chance to read the article, that it'd be neat if they twisted it and made her more like Superwoman. And I'm going to bust out my Sterling Gates writing for Superwoman, but that could be a really cool approach of something to do with this character. Now, back to the man who I don't want to talk about. So we find out that Manana, is guarding passengers, and that's it. And we find out that the 7 months that he supposedly has been gone and Carter's been dealing with it has actually been 7 years. And he drops a lot of information really quickly. I swear he said something about Core L, and then he says that L Corp in the future finds a cure and treats him, so that's why when he came back he could breathe, and after with the lead, he was living in the 31st century. And then we find out that the big reveal, which I'm completely okay with because I've never been 100% behind his character. They could have introduced him and done him better. And yeah, it's not the actor, it's not the acting. It's just the backstory, the name, and the way they presented him. Find out that Mon-El is married to Saturn Girl. And this is how we're going to get our Legion of Heroes. And I've never been a big fan of the Legion. I read the Secret Origins issue, and I liked it, where supposedly Superboy visited the future and saw what an impact he's going to make as Superman. And the Legion taught him stuff and then brought him back at the exact moment he left. And there was the cartoon series, which was pretty cool, but I'm just not big on the Legion. I don't know. What do you think? And we had... one more thing about Rain was, we talked about she has to execute justice. She's a world killer. And she's like, no, I won't be. Yeah, we'll see that happens. But on a better note, what I actually found really interesting was the fact that when the episode starts, we see Myron Jones has to use the bathroom, and he asks Wynn for permission. And the psychology of being a captive for so long and what that does to you, to where simple tasks like the restroom, you need permission to go. Makes me think about being back in high school. And I found it just very interesting that is where he is. And I like seeing more of the Joneses. Seeing Sean with his father and what that means to each other, that they're still there, they're still alive. And then he takes him to get off A. He's like, it's coffee, Dad. And when he mentions, John leaves the DEO in the hands of Wynn and Alex, and as they're going away, and they're talking, Myron says to him basically, you're the prisoner of the DEO. And at the end of the episode, we find out that an apartment is acquired for Myron and Sean to live together and make a home. Makes you wonder, where's Sean been living and everything? Is it just the DEO 24/7? And if you go back to Justice League Unlimited Season 1, when they have the Watchtower and the more Legionnaires, Sean stayed in the Watchtower and basically was the communications organization person. And that's how kind of I feel like with the DEO is basically he stays there and runs everything when he really is the most powerful field agent with Supergirl. And that was the episode. The big reveal of Mon-El being married to basically Saturn Girl, and Kara's not cool with it, and the tension that arises there. And I just, I want to see where they're going to go with it. I honestly, don't really want him around that long. I like the idea of, that this season was supposed to have more about her trying to pull away and be isolated and focus more on being Supergirl and not Kara. And I feel like we really haven't got that or touched on that or anything. It was just just talk. And I was hoping that we would see her to the point of what that would do to a character of exhaustion if they never can be something else. Like, it's been stated in multiple comics that Superman needs Clark Kent. He needs to be the reporter. He needs to do something else. He can't be Superman all the time. So what would that mean for Supergirl? I don't know, good listener. What do you think? We'll be coming back at you here soon. We will have our Justice League review up. We took a beat to wait because we wanted to see it at least more than once. And we wanted to give it some time to settle in and really just reflect on the movie. And we're going to have a really good episode for you on that. And of course, we have the Crisis coming up on Earth X. And remember, look up in the sky. And remember, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Krypton Report. You can also email us at kryptonreportpod@gmail.com. If you get a chance to go over to iTunes, please leave us a review to help us get better. If you're an Amazon shopper, just remember you can go to southgatemediagroup.com. There's a portal, log into Amazon, and you'll shop into your account just regular, but it also helps keep all the podcasts on and helps keep Southgate running.